Let's go down in Southern California. The Port of Long Beach, they're going through it. They said it's expecting a 44% drop in volume starting in just a couple of weeks, which could have massive ripple effects.
Well, just yesterday, 12 states joined together in a lawsuit challenging President Trump's tariffs. This is on top of California's own lawsuit that we told you about. They filed that last week.
So lots to unpack today. We're joined in studio by CBS 13 political analyst Gary Dietrich. As always, Gary, good to see you.
Moving on up, guys, number 4.
I tell you.
Pretty big.
How effective do you think these lawsuits are going to be, though?
Well, they're going to set the stage, okay, for what everybody has said is coming, and that is, does the president have unilateral authority in terms of all these tariffs? That's what this is really about, guys. It isn't so much state versus the White House. It is the presidency versus Congress. Does Congress have to approve the tariffs? That's sort of the basis of this lawsuit. But really, you know, when it comes to California, it is remarkable. When you think about us being the largest ag state, largest entertainment state, tech state, I mean, you just go down the list. That's why we're number 4 in the world. But it really does set the stage. The question, Tony, is going to be how quickly these lawsuits move. You're talking about that Port of LA. They're talking in the next couple of weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That these ships are not going to be showing up. So this is going to, this is going to be expedited to the Supreme Court. One would think it's going to have to be.
All right, well, one to watch. We want to switch channels now because on Monday we heard big news when it comes to student loan repayments. The federal government says they're going to start collecting those student loan payments from people who are in default. So we're talking dipping into pensions. I mean, how is this going to impact borrowers? We know that it was already on pause because of the pandemic, but it's been 5 years.
Yeah, and we're talking a lot. 1 million students, okay? And the problem was, these students, these kids, they had been given those deferments, as you pointed out, Hunter, during COVID. That seemed to make sense to people. Now that we're out of COVID, the federal government says time to pay up. The problem is a lot of these folks are now in jobs that weren't paying as much as they were pre-COVID.
Yeah,
and so, what are they going to do? They're talking now about garnishing wages, attaching wages for some of these students. It's going to be a real challenge when you talk about the sheer number of students that are in default.
A lot of people impacted. Let's talk PG&E. There was in the spotlight today again. Several groups continuing to rally against rate hikes and pushing for reform. So lawmakers are really trying to crack down on the utility, but just how far can they take it?
Well, the thing about PG&E, and of course, they're the utility everyone loves to hate. A part of the big 3 in California, and the big one, of course, in Northern California. The challenge, guys, is that it's the PUC, the California Public Utilities Commission, that really has the rate-setting authority. And the legislature has basically, and Newsom threatened to take PG&E over. And we're going to see what happens with this. But I think right now the challenge has become rate increases are happening in most people's minds too frequently and too large. I mean, the most recent ones this year could up the average ratepayer's bill $400 in a year. And on top of all the other inflationary pressures, people are saying, folks just can't afford it. And that's when it comes down to people like fixed income. How do seniors heat their homes? We've heard about this a lot in the Northeast when it comes to heating oil. Heating oil, not so much in California, but we're nearing that tipping point. Remember one thing. What brought down the only governor that got recalled in state history after 150 years? Energy. Remember that, Tony?
Wow.
Energy availability and affordability are what the straw that broke the camel's back for Gray Davis.
It impacts so many people.
It's something, again, touches everybody, but we know they're saying they want to stabilize these prices. The question is, will they stabilize prices if they're promising to do so?
Right. Well, that's what we have to see.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, it's the PUC the one that got a ride herd on this, but let's just say, don't hold your breath anytime soon for price stabilization.
Yeah.
This has been going on for a lot of years.
Yeah, the only thing lowering for PG&E are the underground power lines, and we're going to get to that in a second. Gary, thank you as always. Yeah.